My name's Donna McCole. I'm thinking what to say tonight if I was going to be picked. I had a few different stories, but the one that sort of kept on coming in my head that I didn't want to tell is the one I'm going to tell. So it's not real sexy. It's a little sad, but there's a happy part to it too. Some of us are. I just look at some people. You're either a cat person or a dog person, and the people that are both, God bless you, it's not me. I'm fully entrenched in the dog camp, specifically the Golden Retriever camp. So just to share that. I'm also a realtor, and sometimes between buying and selling houses, I help rehome my clients' cats and dogs and their neighbors' cats and dogs if the dog comes and talks to me. So, and if you buy a house from me, you may end up getting one of those cats or dogs. So just know that also, and you know who you are. So, but one time I had a client a few years ago who very nice lady, friend of my mom's. This is when I first was a realtor. I actually painted her house. It was pink inside. It's now nice neutral. She had two cats, an older cat that was about 15, 16, and I guess a kitten cat that's a year old. I don't quite know when they not become a kitten. So this cat, I was selling her house in July, and we actually went, when I was selling the house, it was July, no air conditioning, of course. And the cat, the younger cat, just loved me. I'm okay to feed people's cats. They usually bite me. It's a deep-seated issue from a cat. My dad used to take us to his clients when we were kids, and the cat's name was Catzilla. And if you pet a Catzilla apparently the wrong way, it became a leopard and attacked. So Catzilla was an issue. Even my dad had the idea of bringing home a cat one day. We all jumped on the dining room table, all 5 of my brothers and sisters. Cat jumped up, we jumped down. It didn't go well. So my client had this little cat and the big cat, kitten, big cat. And every time I would go into the house for the open house, the little cat that I called V, short for Velcro, it would jump on me, attached to me, like Velcro. So I would have to wear in a non-air conditioned house, or in the summer, jeans and sweaters. So the cat, when it grabbed onto me, it wouldn't hurt me as much. So this happened, and my client had discussed over a holiday weekend, I guess it was Labor Day, as I recall it, that she's going to look to find a home for the younger cat. It was too much for her as she looked to make her change in life and downsize, which she never did. She still lives there now, by the way, because I painted those walls a beautiful color. However, we'll skip back to the cat. So over the holiday weekend, I find out that she gave the cat away to the SPCA. We had talked about cat rescues, and I'd never realized there's this whole underground world of cat and dog rescue people that are super dedicated and fabulous in helping rehome cats and dogs where they need to be. By breed, general, they're just wonderful. So I found some cat people, and they were all booked. So I went to the SPCA the next day and put my name with the cat, said, I'll take care of this cat. We have family members that are allergic to it, so I couldn't adopt it. Never thought of making it an outdoor cat because I lived off a busy road at the time. And I had made a commitment to one of my best friends has 2 Golden Retrievers, and I was going to take one of them while her husband was, their whole family went to New Zealand. So I was going to have a Golden Retriever, and this just happened a couple weeks after my Golden Retriever of 13 years died. So I was sticky with that cat. I would go visit it. I would put my name with it. I finally found a guy in Western Pennsylvania through cat reference people that would take the cat. So I'm but then there's stuff with the SPCA that you can't really take a cat and give it to somebody else. So I had to do it legally and how things had to be done. So I was trying to figure out that whole situation. Finally figured it out. I go in to that next Monday. It was about less than 2 weeks I went by, and the cat wasn't there, and they said it was adopted. So this was around lunchtime when I was there. I'm not one to just take great. So I said, who got the cat? So where did it go? And the person that researches things was gone for lunch. So they'll be back in about an hour. So I'm lingering around looking at the dogs. And there was a golden retriever there. And I couldn't adopt one, but I figured I could foster one. So what I did was I figured out, well, I'll fill out the paperwork to foster the golden retriever. His name was Jake. He was a big monster furball golden retriever. Had a little crazy look in his eyes, but just loved it. So I was going to adopt Jake. But anyhow, what happened was the cat actually passed away in the SPCA when I found out what happened. So I continued through with the paperwork with the dog, and they never called me to come see my house, this and that. So what I did was I actually called them and said, what's going on? When do you come to see me? So I'm on the phone with them, and while I'm on the phone with them, they say he was adopted. A call comes in about him saying he was dropped off at PACA, the Philadelphia SPCA, because somebody said they bit him. He was loaded up on medications because he had walking issues. So what I did was I had to step up and say, I'm going to adopt him. So what do I have to do? So what they did was they brought him back. That he was in transit, going not to a good place. So I said, I'm going to adopt him. They put him in quarantine for however long that was. It seemed forever. I think it was 10 days. He passed the tests, and I adopted Jake. So, and on Jake's cage said, loves kids, hates cats, but actually a cat brought me to Jake. So just to share that.